Hello. Welcome to Tradespotting with me, Jamie. And you, possibly, shortly, soon, if anybody knows. I'm on the internets. Bing. That button isn't working. So I'm live. Hello, welcome to the Tradespotting show. There's Miffa, Miggle, Tizzles, and Sarah. Hey, Mike, and Henry. Joe. Bing. Okay, excellent. It's definitely working then. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jamie. This is Tradespotting. Today we're going to look at GME and we'll look at some AMC, and if we have time we'll look at whatever else you'd like to hear about. Thanks very much for being here. Please click the like button. As you'll notice, we've got a new sign up today. Clicking the like button, though, that happens every day. 199 spot 00 GME, AMC 47 spot 60. So we talked about how there was the potential for a little bit of disparity in the trend between these two yesterday. I was quite clear about what I thought would happen with AMC. And with GME, we wanted to hold 200. I was quite clear about that. So that's what we're looking for it to do. GME mostly by the end of the week, so it doesn't really matter if it drops a little bit below it in the meantime. But we did see a bit of a big move coming on AMC, and for it to be down 7.8 and have been as far down as, what's that, about 9% or something. That is a big move. So let nobody tell you TA doesn't work, and don't let anybody tell you AMC and GME do exactly the same thing at the same time, because they don't naked. It's down another 4.5% at its previous low. Broke out of this upward sloping diagonal line on tiny time frame. Doesn't really count, but nor does it count any. Actually, it was about measuring head and shoulders, was it? That's not particularly clear what it was at that angle, Jamie. Still within all of that. And Rolls Royce just dipping back in there, haven't broken through. Test is 215, no problem on daily. VIX is up a couple of percent again today. So, still falling intent of this falling wedge / channel, depending on how you draw it. Looks like a wedge to me though. And so everything kind of going as we expected. DHT is a little bit further back today, 1487. There was a potential for that, having got up as high as it did through its first break profit zone, and then back to test the breakout of this formation, whatever it might be. 3 or 4 different things. So that's all very positive. Greetings from Orlando. Awesome. How is things out in Orlando, Dan? Cody M. Hit the like button. Thank you, Cody. The Jiu-Jitsu guy. Hello, the Jiu-Jitsu guy. Oops, sorry, microphone. Throwing fit since I got the first like. Although I do see I got the first like. Boom. Scott Tompkins. Maybe everybody's available today to get the first like. That might work out for you. You could all get one. That's nice. Oh my freaking god. What was that prize win? Prize wheel. Oh, the prize wheel at the start. Yeah. I'm trying to get a little contraption together. You know how I like the analog instead of the digital alerts. So, coming soon, Tradespotting. Like I say, it's going to be the most fun stream on YouTube. So, this is what keeps me up at night. Are you my daddy? Can be if you want to. I've started a new Tradespotting adoption series. Podcast you can tune in and get adopted by me. It's great. Jitsuga, hi Jamie. Hi Jitsuga. Orlando is fantastic. Just waiting for attendees to fall from the sky. Well, if it's going to happen anywhere, it'll happen in Orlando. Bingo. That's happening. Rocky Stream. Got him a fucking quality vintage bingo blower delivered today, but the delivery people had damaged it. They damaged a crucial part of it, so that's on hold. It's rather disappointing, put it lightly, though we still have to do other things anyway, like get an app so that people can actually play along with us, which should also link up to all the other ideas we've got going, which was so much fun. What similarities Volkswagen and D-Squeeze? Similarities? Well, there's 3, 4 big differences. It was an institutional play back then. It was short interest much lower than it is right now. It's all about the float, and it was quite strict. The people had adhered to the rules differently. Because of the nature on the other side of the trade, these large institutions pushing it, they weren't able to dilute that pressure as they would say it was us. The narrative is a lot more nebulous. So aye, that's a big difference. The short interest is a big difference. Participants, short interest, and other things too. Like, I mean, fucking it really hadn't really happened back then the same way, you know. So Volkswagen squeeze, and it just went to like the most expensive company in the world, equaled that, even overtook it briefly. And that was like its target, because never ever had anything like that ever before. And it's not as violent likely as this one, should it happen, if and when. And so, and there's also already been a precedent where you say, oh, well, it's going to be the biggest company in the world. So so there's like this aspect to it where you're like, well, sheesh, if that's what we're aiming for, maybe it'll go beyond that, you know, like that aspect to it. So there's loads of differences to it. There's also the difference, like the main one is though that the market participants, so like it's easy to like talk bullshit about us, you know, we're not allowed to organise and that. So you can't get together at a convention and be like, look, I've got these many and look, you've got that many, and then add it all up and like, well, let's buy it tomorrow at 6. Whereas if it's Porsche, you know, they're going to do it all tomorrow at 6 and that, and they know how much they've got, and they're also able to enforce the rules of the market in a more efficient way. Fucking SEC's a joke. It doesn't matter. SEC's a joke. It doesn't matter how much you like Gary Gensler or not. It's still a joke. True that, Sarah. True that. What we're talking about. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Pam. How you doing, Pam? Buy and hold. Are you my daddy? Everybody's daddy now. Just one. I always thought short interest was my attention span. Yo. Jackson O liked and chatted. Nice. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Commando. Carmen, how are you doing? Carmen there, leveling up. He's read Trading in the Zone recently. Have you? Daniel Assange, 499. Right. Thank you, Daniel. How are you doing, Dan? Hope you're having a good day. Another difference is VW didn't have DFE and GME. Whoop. True story in that. I wouldn't necessarily put myself in the same bracket, but yeah, they didn't have that aspect where it's like, yeah, don't sound like something. Like, I mean, I'll be saying like, I wouldn't be selling it now. Like, no. Whereas I didn't have that with Volkswagen. Nah. Yay. People like Gary Gensler. Yay. Whoa. Thanks, Gary. I don't know about that. Hi, Paul. How are you doing, Paul? Joe. Everybody there. Christy. All you lovely people. That's Electro Boy. Jesus. Yes. How can I be both waiting for you to start and also 7 minutes late? This is another miracle. See, these are the ways that things go around here. In hundreds of years, there'll be, you'll be the epistles, and these will be the stories that make it into that book they write. What do they call it? So GME down $5. Is that a big deal? No, not really. 15-minute chart, because we've got 2 of those left. Yeah, 50 period coming up, touch your 200. Talked about this yesterday. It has crossed. It's still got obviously a positive slope on it. This is just one big candle below the 200. You need an open and close to even think about anything with regards to that location. This one here is your open, and it'll be finished in a second. Well, actually, how many seconds? So don't just sit here staring at it. Oh, it has just finished, has it? Oh my goodness, right, I've got 1 minute then if you're going to do that to me. Autofication, please. Autofication. Cool. Right, so there was that. That was that candle. That was the end of that 15 minutes just here. Go back now. Yes, so that was a doji after that. So we'll go back up, test the 200 at the very least. Likely test this basis line of the Dungeon channels, which is where the 50 comes in at, and then you'd be at around 200. And does the day close around 200? It does seem like that, doesn't it? From what I'm feeling right now, yeah, it seems like that. 47.14. Sheesh. Creaked through that 200. I did warn you about this. Then you got your support and resistance in at around 46, and then below that you got Fibonacci starting to come into play. 236 at 45. If you don't catch that, you're already below the 200 and the 50 and the 236. You know, and you could get scared, or you could look at the higher time frames up on the hourly and say that's a retest of this area you broke out of. That's totally to be expected, and that's how we talked about it. And there's why that red line that we're talking about, 46, comes in there. Here's your golden pocket. That's where you got up to. 4 hour. That's clear of the support and resistance now. Recovery well in play. Breakout here. Could be more strict with how you draw these things. Could be something like that. Might suggest there's more to go on the downside. 50 period moving average on 4 hour time frame comes in at around $42 and change. That would be breaking the 4 hour structure on the on-chain channels, but that's a 12 hour look back. And this move is probably okay to take that extension down to the lower part of a first retrace. So anything above that, say, is a higher low within this structure, that would take you back within the formation if it were to be drawn like that, but might be even stricter, to be honest. You know, take the top wick here properly. Body closes there, get the 382. You could go that far back and still be considered a retest on 4 hour. It would be positive. Though staying above the 236 is ideal, and when you're on a 15-minute time frame, you can see how obvious that is on this chart here. $45 and 10. Spot 10 in and around there, normal to see it bounce. There are support and resistance above it, and there's other Fibonacci levels from previous times. 0.5s that come in just in and around the same place, so something like that, like the number of reasons why the price could just go there, you know, because everyone that was put their orders in here typically like, oh, I'll go take it from a retest here below the 200, you know, 200 below it, take it, 200 below it, take it. Now you've got these other things just down here where it's like, well, that'd be where you'd add the money, so that'd be where the buying pressure comes in. Dan, sorry, no epistles here. DFE equals Jesus, GME equals pervy priest. That shouldn't be allowed near children, despite brilliant interpretation of the Holy Scripture. Turnip Tuesdays, that should have been my title. Turnip Tuesdays. I can't say anything about Dan's comment there in case you think the lady does protest too much. Banana Frige FF is taking some time out. We'll be back. Banana Frige taking some time out. Okay, hope Banana Frige is doing okay. Good luck, Banana Frige. Whatever it is, this too shall pass. Even if that's just tiredness, it'll pass. Either that or you will expire. 50 above 200. 15 minute. Let's check on GME on the hourly. Let's see, that's not bad at all. Yeah, cool. This is the area. What does that mean? I got a flash. That means something. Blue flash. Something's coming up from a blue flash. I don't know what it means. What did the blue flash mean? Should I go somewhere else to see this? Paint with night. $16.23. I could see it there. I could see Dan Wolfric. Wolfric, did I miss your message before? I thank you, Wolfric. Or was I too tiring? Can't remember. Why does it not show up here? That's so annoying. Why did I not see it on my screen anywhere, actually? That's also really annoying. The lady does protest too much. Hey, I never said nothing. So, like, we'll stick to that storyline there. And use those lessons going forward. You must do as I do, not as I say. And if you want to try your hand at the lucky box, we've got a game like that coming too. Ooh, this is all fucking exciting, isn't it? And no more jokes out of that, because they could get, you know, at that point they can start straying into dangerous territory. So here we have the 200s. You know, you're looking for these support and resistance levels above the not proved to be all that strong, which they wouldn't if you had a reaction here. Though it's because of the end of the week and the open interest calling out at 200. that the prices are probably going to be depressed until we see the end of the week. That's likely to happen. Speaking of what, I wasn't speaking of them, Banana Freeze. Oh, you're back. I thought you were taking a time out. Buy and huddle. Sarah. Okay, I'll get some drinks. Oh, that's nice. I've got some new drinks in Banana Freeze. Can you see them there? You can't really go back here. Can you see them? Suppose you could a little bit. Suppose you see them a little. So we're on a delay, so I was like, well, nostalgia on that, eh? Da-dam, bam, 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 bam. Look at that, that's comedy gold, that fucking, a ring, ring. Yeah, pardon me, I'm tired, right? Let me break. Tired some. So yeah, what was that? Yo, JS, in memory of Stunk Puppet, cause I don't see it anymore. Maybe Stunk Puppet can sit inside a nana fridge. Where are you, Stunk Puppet? Oh, there you are. Stunk Puppet's not doing bad as it happens. How are you, Stunk Puppet? You want to speak hello to the friends?
Hello, hello guys, hello.
Ah, she's excited to get her name called out. Has her, I don't know, really got my hand it inside it all day, so we'll just, no, I don't know what you're talking about. What? Excuse me. Thanks very much, JS. No, I don't think I'll leave the site. You can calm down, Google. Thank you very, very much, JS. That's appreciated. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, JS. Thanks, Wolfric. Paint with Nate. I don't see where the message came up. Maybe it was a different donation for a different feature. What would that be? What was blue that it would have that? Wouldn't that be a sticker that's blue? What is it? Let me double check. Sorry, but bear with me. Subscriber, no light. Member, green. Super chat, red. Super sticker, police effect. What the fuck? There is no blue. Why did it go blue? I know why it went blue. It's because of Paint with Nate. What is the blue one? Oh, I don't know. What happened, Paint with Nate? Talk to me. I'm not a cat. Oh, he's got fancy screen wipes. Ooh. I needed to do better, fancier. I needed to go like in the shape of my logo and burst out in a cross as a syringe. Not that that's what it is. I wouldn't explain my own art that way. You know, it's just a mystery. What is the Tradespotting logo? What could it mean? Why is it so gestalt? How did he manage to make a tea look so good? Why does it remind me of a clock? What's going on? That sort of thing. Hey BMJ, blue equals Kenny G joins the chat. That must be something like that. It's like a warning or something. Like when your cat like hisses and you're like, well, nothing's going on. But the cat knows. Or dogs. They do other things like that. They don't hiss. But they do other things. I'm buckled up and ready to go. Yeah, we've been buckled up for ages. This is like, we're all ready to go, right? But Ryan and we're like, it's time for school, eh? And you're like, mum and dad are in the car and that, and they're going to give you a lift to school, you lucky little bugger. And we're all like, cool. And Ryan Cohen's like, brilliant, buckle up. And then we all get in and buckle up. And then he's like in the bathroom for ages. And we're like, come on, Ryan. The fuck? Fucking hell, man. Anyway, aftershave or something, I don't know what it is. You know what it is? You know, you're like, come on. Fine, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Take your time. Anyway, so am I supposed to be here? No, I'm not. I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, I'm back. Just like that, doing that, don't I? Please touch the like on your way in. Please give the like little like button. Click. Hi, Sean. Hi, Papa Pajama. AHD need to run, lol. Need to do some running, yo. Yes, the shape of a logo. Logo shapes. Logo shapes. Jamie talks about tomorrow's news today. Like, I called the Lego thing a long time ago, and then now they're like a new partnership, and there's a massive catalogue of Lego things on the website. And Ryan Cohen's liking Lego things, and so same as calling tomorrow's news today. Also caused the distinction in the charts that you see today between AMC and GME yesterday. You know, it's not like some historical thing we call in the future. It's not historical. Isn't that funny, ain't it? No, it's just could be though. JS, you're one sharp doomslayer. Bye. Thanks. That's my lovely mum. It was dying briefly tired today. It was nice. Homer, sorry I was late. I had to do that. Homer Simpson, don't want to be the cause of one of those Tradespotting outbursts. They'll keep hitting that like button. No, not possible. Well, it is, isn't it? Though it can't be. No, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be happy if it just stops. We're talking about HT 1507, 1506. That's a good reaction from the stone. Touch the lower Bollinger Band. Such a 50 period moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Come back up a tiny little bit. Getting into the $14 and, you know, that area there on that test, that was good. This is a good bounce, and then test and being outside of it's positive. Finishing the day on the top side of that's great. The higher the better though. You know, I'd like to have seen it above 15.50, $16, but you know, it is what it is. As we've got 19 minutes left for today, let's drop down to the 1 minute chart. Say, between a period of like on the 1 minute chart, you would say let's experience this as a downtrend. Love you, moms. Hey, bye, moms. Thanks. Bye, Jamie's mom. Thanks, guys. Send nice thoughts into the world for people, your own moms and my moms, each other's moms. Nice. Right. Because I managed to get a lot used to that version of mom there. Really did satisfy my use of that word. Aye, so 999 spot 65. We'll just go to 200 and finish there, please. Thank you very much. Daniel Sanch, actual serious question. Shut up, Daniel. That's a joke. That's a good joke. Anyway, so moving on. Jokes. I did jokes too. I've been buying a few computer shares a week, hoping that actually takes shares away from the DTCC. What's your take on this? It is all part of that murkiness, isn't it? Like the way it works with computer shares, you should be like printing out. You get like real share certificates, like they're real shares. Like by no shadow of a doubt, they're real. And so there's that. And then sure, it becomes a lot more difficult when it comes to like selling them. But if you're going to be like, you know, keeping 20 or something, no matter what, then I mean, that's a lot. Like maybe to my people like keeping one, right? Cool. Then, well, you know, should computer share fine, right? Because it'll have to be a real share. You have to print it out and that. And so the question becomes, how does that process of that being a real share work? Like, so you've already owned the share and you transfer it there, right? It'll work back through that. And so they'll be like, hello, I'm computer share. Hello, please. You're the one giving me share. Sweet. Well, it better be a fucking real one because I'm going to actually print it and then they get it and it's a real one. But does it actually go that way, or at what level are GameStop involved in the process, you know, because via their proxy solicitors and the way they currently, you know, whoever their current preferred broker is themselves, or it most recently was. Why is those lights going on now? I'm not so confused. What level are GameStop? Yeah, what level are GameStop involved? You know, recently they've had to say like, well, we need to get permission from GameStop to print more shares. And then I imagine that then will involve a conversation between GameStop and the DTCC, and they'll be deciding at that point, like, hey guys, you know, more, look at that, go on, push up there, nice one, you beauty, you. They'd be saying like, yo guys, we need our shares for computer share because they're real and they're printing off, and so we're going to be doing some more of that, and we'll need like, you know, whatever, another X number of things are likely to be printed soon. You're going to need to send them through, whatnot, and there'll be some question there. But that conversation isn't going to happen like that. What will have happened is before the computer share had their agreement to do these things, they'll have like had a quota which they could, it's safe to do, and that's all cool. After which point they've reached that area, and it's like great. It's like great area. What happens next? And GameStop will be the ones that take the lead and to tell them how to handle that thing, and it'll likely, yes, Dom 200, and likely when it's, I've seen it straight up 200, and then yeah, so whatever I'm talking about, that part of the area where like, yo, you got your quota, you did it all, didn't expect that to happen so fast. Neither will they, and then they'll have to get more permission to print more. So like that being a thing suggests to me that it might well be effective. You know, it's not like they're just like, oh well, fuck it, we'll just print them and get them later. You know, it's like, no, they actually have to make sure that they're getting real shares so that when they're printing them out, you've got a real share. Well, it might not be as flexible when it comes to transferring ownership of the thing. there are other advantages, like such as the fact that it's real. Jen Campbell, Jen, bam. Whoa, what meltdown? Who did a meltdown? Homer. Over at Tradespotting, I think that is just on paper certificates. I have registered shares with this, but no paper certificates. So it's just a paper certificate. It's not like what do you wait saying there? I think that this is just a paper certificate. That it is just I have registered. You mean they're not registered as real? It's just a paper certificate of the tokenization from the fucking broker. Is it? I thought it was like a real register. Like I thought the certificate was of a real share registration with computer share. Maybe we're talking across each other here and saying the same thing though. Though it's difficult because it's just me talking lots and I've only read one message from you, my friend. Well, you could helpfully shed more light on it. Who had a breakdown? What about anything to stop the bleeding? What bleeding? It's at 200 again. We're doing a fucking awesome. I say AMC's like down 90%, was down more now, but we was alright because that's also us, but we talked about it, so, that's all cool. This is a good area. Some people will be waiting for here, others here. So one of these might not get it. Maybe it is these ones that are the ones that are getting in. It's alright. It's all alright. Where are we bleeding at? You can tell this isn't prison because we use our first names. It says I am not a cat. Her name was Campbell. Jen Campbell. Robert Pilson, 47.50. Nice wee push there. Going back at 48 AMC. Just try it. Why not? Right? Because there's a 50 period moving average. That's one reason why maybe not on the 1 minute chart though, Jimmy. 15 minutes. You've only got one of them. You want to push up, try and get that close above the 200 on the 15 minutes, which would be the basis line of the downchain channels, which should be alright, but there's a steep decline there. It's more about looking at the RSI here and saying, well, that's quite extended. Bing bong. Price is wrong. Bing bong. Such on top of the whatever you want to call it, oversold or bearish zone. It still suggests to me that, why not just go there, eh? There's no fucking danger. I'd put an order in there. I'd put it in there. And if I didn't get it, I wouldn't care. Because if you did get it there and it went there, you'd feel like a fucking idiot. And that's so obvious. That's not even trade. That's just you'd have to just know that straight away. Computer Share said they stopped issuing certificates at GME's request. All right, interesting. I wonder if that's because they think, well, the people that are using this service are not using it for what it's for, or if it's because they have some concern with regards to the proviso of those shares. Tradespotting, I'm talking about bleeding across the rest of the market. Oh baby, Jamie, okay. Yeah, the rest of the market. Well, we talked about this as well, this retest of this 200, the failure, this zone, 236, measured move of this, taking you down to the 0.5 at least, they're coming in at 441. There's SPY, at least. Ken. What else will we look at on here? And then VIX, as we talked about this as well, coming up here, touching that again, cross with the 50 and the 200, downward slope on that. What could go out, and if it breaks out of it, how things are at the bottom of their trend and VIX is at the top of it is dangerous. Dangerous. Mind you, got horizontal coming across here. And you've got this clear line at the bottom too. Maybe something new's coming out of this. Rocky signal worked again. Obviously. Don't know, I think that'll come back down. What does that mean then? Means that it might pause, take a while, go sideways a bit. That would be a change if this just started going a bit sideways for fucking once. For once in the last 12 years. Evergrande, did you see the video of the angry investors in the company building lobby? Yikes. Aye. It's funny, like Evergrande, it was not so long ago they offered everybody, like Evergrande are the largest issuer of US debt outside of America. Like nobody else issues bonds like they do outside of America. And so like that's why there's a chance of systemic risk. And like no surprise that the people are angry because they were offered 10% of what they were owed and then a further 10% every year, I think. Which is like shite, because of inflation and whatnot. That's 10 years, 90% of your investment locked down. And this is what happens when you let communists get involved in capitalist systems. Like they fuck it all up for everybody, and that is because they can't just be sufficed with fucking it up for themselves. So I like high-end property development firm from like I don't know. I mean, if I had lived in China, you would have think it would have been even more obvious. Like, it's pretty obvious from here, so it must have been even more obvious from there. And in that sense, I don't have much sympathy for a lot of the people that are trapped in these situations. You know, it's not like that anymore. It's not like where you're like in 2008, you were like, oh, that's terrible. It's like, nah, we're going to do something about it this time. And if you don't, then you're sitting duck and you're asking for it because they made it perfectly clear what they were up to. You shouldn't find it as a surprise. And that, transferring all that wealth away and that. And then, like, I don't know, like Evergrande especially, they've taken in so much money from new investors as they were shedding so many of their profit centers, like the profit, they've totally restructured their company by selling all of the good bits. And they haven't got enough money from doing it, like they haven't. So, what was the plan there, eh? So, like, what was the plan there? And then it also, you know, it's over there, eh? So they're going to tell everybody, right? Like, what's actually going down is, it's just a rebirth of us like taking power back. And you're like, oh right, how do you manage to do that by ripping everybody off? See, and we can't let that happen to us. We're not going to let that happen to us. Fuck that shit. What else about them? Yeah, is it a systemic risk? Nah. It's like China are on the hook for it. It might be systemic in a big chunk of China. Anyway, it shouldn't be anywhere near Chinese stuff like that, especially, you know, that and tech in China. Just why are you doing that? You shouldn't be anywhere near that. Though on agriculture, on the other hand, there's massive opportunities there. Huge, huge opportunities. And it's just your own ethical decision about whether you want to deal with that or not. But it's acceptable, I think. But anyway, just think about it yourself. They are changing their name to Nevergrande. Aye, not so grand anymore. What's your opinion on DRS with ComputerShare? Is that something you do consider doing with your shares? A lot on Reddit lately seems sus. I haven't done it myself. Nah, mostly because it's like, here's a process, it's going to take time, and like that's fine for everybody else. But I've got so many other things on the go that if I don't have something like that within it, or was that something with what's Dad saying? It's funny. JC, they're changing their name to Nevergrande. It was Dad that said it. I should have known. So I haven't done it myself. Somebody else asked him earlier about ComputerShare, if you weren't here, and Wolfric was talking about it. Jen Campbell OG said we have well regulated markets with anti-fraud and anti-manipulation today. Chinese turnips. Root vegetables. Get the future details up on the fruit vegetables and start doing this. Start cornering this market. Catch these buggers by surprise. But the Economist told me China is the future. India is the future now, mate. India. It's all about India, right? It's all about India. It's all about India. If only they could get electricity sustainably to more than 30% of their population, that'd be fantastic. And if they could then persuade them, then to stop just using cash and not reporting anything, then they would actually have turn into a useful place, and then that would be great. And then they could get rid of that twat that runs the place at the minute. goes around starting fights with everybody, but then when people start fights with him, like in the north where China is and that, where they'll take their water off them as they did to Tibet and they keep doing to everyone around there and that, they'll just fucking let them, and that's like, oh god, ugh, you know. Some people, man, the fuck, eh? Good time for spy puts. Well, it's not really. Like, this is what people think, you know, that really it's not really, because VIX looks like it might return back to like lower, go back to neutral maybe, and SPY itself, like, it's already had to move, you know. The full extent of this, out of this, dropping down 1, 2, 3 touches, gives it some validity, come back up and fail somewhere around 449, which would be like, you know, a little bit of a move between here and there. And at that point you'd look at it and think, well, here it comes down, and manage your risk on that 200, and then see it goes on beyond. You could manage your risk again at the breakout of this pattern if it does fall out of it properly. This is a very important line, this orange line, so although we're below it for a little bit, I don't think it's going to stay there. Shit, as market's closed, no 4 minutes left. Why am I sitting on that anyway? I was going to look at Kodak for natural frame. Where is Kodak? It's down here somewhere, isn't it? Definitely got it on here, I just don't see it. It would be in the case though, GME. Kodak. Oh, 274, 20 cents on the day. 250s turnaround there that early. Couldn't make it above 400. 4 hour below the 50 period. Daily. Week. Not very positive part of the formation. See what this does as and when it gets back down to $6.46. 3 minutes left, right? This looks bearish, and the interaction on all of the moving averages that are important is bearish. RSI putting in inverted head and shoulders, but not really. Strength of trend bad to the downside. ADX strengthening. This looks dodgy. It might break low, might bounce, but then break it. I don't think it looks positive. I'd stay away from Kodak for the moment. GME back at 198. You cheeky sodsies. Freaking cheeky. What are you supposed to do with these people? Below the center line on 15 minutes. It's just so inconclusive, really, when it does it all like this. Which is kind of what you'd expect when the 50 period's coming up. On the 15 minute, no, like, that's not the one. There's like on the hourly on 50 period. Nope, that's not it. It must be then. That's on these lower time frames. Negative on the 30. Positive on the 15. At flux, you need something conclusive. Really, you need it above 203, 203, 203.50. 108.98.25. Yeah, so it's all about the end of the week close today. No, this week. It's all about the end of the week. What happens between here and then? Who knows, right? At the minute, if this doesn't hold today and you're finishing at like 198 or lower, then you're looking for positive opens and closes, because AMC is weighing on it, like, or that sort of thing, right? Because there's no particular reason for GME not to be going down, other than it's like in a period of indecision. So like, okay, right, okay, but what's the inflection? Well, it's probably this. So like, to break from that, to decouple from that. What's this at 15, finishing at 15? That turns into a wick below 200. Would have liked to see a bit more on that. Where's GME run off to? Like, you're not allowed to do that, GME. This is all about you. Don't do that. 184 coming up now. Last minute, last 60 seconds. Or really, it's the last 6 seconds. Get down to that wee mini chart. Stretch it out so you can see where it is finishing. That white line. That white line. 199 spot 25. What's that line at? That's where it closed. Just above there, nice push up on the end, on the last 1 minute, pushed up there, 199, close to 200, touched the basis line as we said it would. It's back above that white line, which it drew in yesterday, so great. 200 above there, top of the dungeon channels, previous horizontal support and resistance looking left. Smaller time frames don't mean much in RSI, but you're above the center line. That was a positive reaction. 5 minutes just means little. Unless there's a kiss and positivity died. But RSI kept going nice. This here is lower. So keep an eye on that, but it's not really significant. 15 minutes, yeah, fuck's sake. Right, so you really want to see this open and closing above 203 spot 5 now, like, because of some of the stuff you're seeing on the RSI there. 30 minutes. Yeah. You would have liked to have already done it. A really positive slope, positive splay. That would be expected, you know, that 200 test there. 50 is lagging. Consolidating at that area. It could have come down more. Just pulled down. Anyway, that's back at this entry for this move. So does it go and do that then? Because that would work on the lower time frames and higher ones. Whatever, nothing to see here, it's all just dead bullish. So there's nothing to see here, this is very bullish. And when you look at this, kind of puts things into context, like we were talking about before, this big question mark on the left, 618, it's the golden pocket of this biggest, most important fib. It's the centre line of the formation we're in at the minute. It's where most of the price action is turned around when it's been above it or below it, should it come up to it. It's the line of control if you were to look at price action from here onwards. There, obviously. That's where most of the trades have happened since this thing became a thing, and so breaking above it is important, and then you would expect to spend time in it when you reach it. Yep. And then, like I would have said on the 4 hour, if I was talking about it, the type, you look at the RSI and you say, within that formation, if I was talking about the pattern, you know, you've got 1 high, 2 highs, 3s, and then 4 back here, you know, the start of that push up. So those 4 highs are all in when this is in its bullish control zone, like all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we move this RSI back up here, you want to see prices back up here. Preferably, prices would be up here, and there'd still be a little bit of headroom on the RSI. So keep going, reach its equilibrium point, at which point when prices would have reflected some of that strength and be above and beyond their own horizontal support and resistance, which would change people's minds. And to do that at the right time is to do it at max pain and expiry on Friday. So today's Friday expiry is like, wonder what's going on, and then we'll see on Friday is somebody that's like, hey, you know, let's take a foot off the gas for a bit and then slap him on the face on Friday. Quite likely. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just curious if folks in here have been pushing to transfer some of their shares to ComputerShare for DRS. Direct registration. What does the DRS stand for? I can only tune in sporadically, so may have missed it come up already. What was it, Adam? Did I say? What did you say before? Say at Tradespotting so I can see what people are saying, because. Or unless you're talking to each other. Anyone thinking about buying the BBBD dip options chain looks bullish if BBBB still probably got a bit to come back if they do what I said they were going to do. Here's your 236 here at 721. And like a better entry would be $5.07. And it may well be that they come all the way back and test the 200 period moving average, because there was like bearishness on this here. So there is still the centre line. Bounced here once before, but then led to a breakdown. Mind you, big retrace on that already at that point. This is like, could easily be like, I mean, it looks a little bit like maybe, you know, a harmonic, and if it is, then you know, it's going back down to $3 and change. So the BBBG move it was that time. Last time it was down below $3 and it went up to 12, and like there's things saying it could come back here. So I'd be wary of that for changing your life. For the life-changing moves, what else have we got that's been doing what we've said we've been doing? We've got big retraces on things that we said there would be. For example, Spurt You know, that was quite a good call in my own book. If I just say so myself, oh, you came all the way fucking down here now, right? Right. That was quick. And so it's either it bounces here or it comes on down at $9.48, which is a huge chunk again. And your 200 period moving average at the body closes on horizontals when you look left on a 4 hour time frame. Also 236 of this previous Fibonacci. Haven't got all the way up above the 1618, but not made to 2414. What is that up at then? Well, that's not relevant. Anyway, so what else? ATIG's pulled back 15% down to 0.5. Starting to roll over here. It needs to catch one of these. It won't. We'll have to go to the 618 likely. OCGN came back. It's 236. You got your other profit taking targets. No one's asking about this. Why is people asking about it? Somebody said they were worried about everything bleeding. Oh, it's because of these things. Yeah, but some of them are coming back for the good entry points and whatnot and have done their thing. Pal, look at this one. I called the shit out of this pal thing. Look at this. Look, I drew this line here before any of this price action had happened. Before any of this stuff had happened, eh? No, not before any of it. Before like any of this stuff had happened. We're up here, aren't we? This height. And I was like, you see, all this is going to go down. And so far it has. And it's a bit fucked up. Wait a minute. This is all wrong. I had it like... Yeah, okay. There, now it looks better. Yay. You know? So things do go up and go down, you know, and when these sort of things, you want to be having realistic profit taking zones. Even if you do like to live like head in sky dreams and whatnot, you have to have, if you're going to not use stop losses, trailing stops, and you'll have to have take profit zones. If you want to take like compound your gains, and that's the way to make money, is to compound your gains over and over, because then you can add it to your account balance and take slightly larger trades each time. And that's the compounding. That's where it happens. But you're not able to do that unless you execute. And it's like, you know, it's easy to get carried away when things go up. So it's good to have take profits and stick to them and be strict with yourself, because the best traders in the world are. What else? BlackBerry's back, went below $9, so you'll have got a possible entry here, $9.80. For those people who wanted it, drop that in. But I also said this is a better one at $8.53 if it comes back there. A lot of people already got this trade, so suggested it back here, but it's still the one to get if you're looking at it. And then the profit taking targets, well, you already hit one of them here and one of them. So that was before this trade, this one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was only in here we were suggesting it, right? Was it? I still hit one of the take profits and it's come back again. You got another entry. Okay, so there's again a reason why it's good to stick to them, even if you wanted it like I did, going up to 15 and then possibly test up at 17. It you still might do, you know, wick out of this formation and come back in again. But if you have the strict take profits, then you'll make money at that point. You could either put it back in again, or you can take your risk off the table and leave it with the money you've made on there to make it for you. Okay. Right. Chats. What's everybody saying? I've missed from Mythical Tilted. 49 Super Chat, thank you very much. I don't know what it said, I'll have to go and find it. And Benson Kinney, Super Chat, thank you very much. And the Sand, Super Chat, thank you very much. Dan, brilliant, Dan. And JS, I think JS and Dan ones I remember, but why don't I have this as what's your opinion on DRS? Oh, that was yourself, Benson. Excellent. So I'm glad you did read it at the time. Seems sus. I don't know if it seems sus or not. I think that I don't think it seems sus. I feel like it's like maybe it's not really clear to a lot of people what the advantage or added value of them is, or there's a confusion, or people are conflating different ideas and that. But I don't think there's anything to worry about there at all. Not really. It's like computer share or like a hands-off kind of broker in that sense, you know. It seems like it very much so. They said they're not They said they are not offer paper certificates at the request of GameStop. They're also out of paper. As the thing in it, papers are to come by. Sarah, look, that alert worked. Bing, and it dropped into the glass and bounced right back out again. That'll be YouTube taking their cut. Freaking vampires, man. Stealing it right out of my glass like that. Me, a poor porridge drinker. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Mig Tilt. Thanks, Benson. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Jess. I hope I was of some help with that question, Benson. If they're out of paper, then again, you're going to need to speak to Finland. They got plenty of paper. Jen Campbell. Gigi said we have regular. That was earlier. I know that's right because I went back up for these messages. Yes, okay, excellent. Sarah, 98 cents. Brilliant. Why did my lights not flash that time? Or did they? Maybe they did. Heck, my racket accidentally transferred twice as many shares as I wanted, so I guess I have a 20% in Infinity Pool now. Sweet. Can you okay, so that's sneaky 8 twice as much. They shouldn't be making mistakes like that. That's fucking criminal. They should never be making it. It's like phone that guy's boss up in that. Quad witching Friday hype. Quad witching. Quaddy witching. Quad watching, witchy watching. Quad witch watching. I haven't been slept for 3 days. That would be too long. 3 days. I've slept so little in the last 3 days. I don't sleep properly anyway because we're making so much noise down here at night time. And then last night they what they thought they'd do, bing, did the lights go that time? No. Thank you, Sarah. Poo. Oh, I love a bit of poo. And there's a banana before, perfect mix. A little bit of poo banana. So then decided they'd install soundproofing, which is all well and good, but it's like the noisiest thing to install ever. And it's they go flat out. So sleep some all the time, eh? That's not getting that sun some all the time when I'm dead. Thanks for taking a look at Tradespotting. You're welcome, man. No problem. Did I look at Kodak? I did briefly for Natural Friend, but he's not here. Where are you, Natural Friend? Oh my goodness. I'm not a cat. What is this chart? This is BlackBerry. This is BlackBerry. We were talking about this movie. We were talking about the time. It was good to hear you, and this is another re-entry for people who didn't miss this one. And it potentially goes up again. But I was looking at it also saying, like, you need to recover the center line here. Drop below it right quickly there. That's not great. It's got this obvious potential formation here, which will stop it getting very far into the bullish control zone should it get up there. And makes me wonder if it will rebreak up above here. But that was the entry, and that's significant distance away. Like 25% or something. Move on that thing wouldn't be out of the question at all. Like in a day, Clove slowed down a little bit, which is lucky for some people. What does that mean? Sarah again. Oh yay! That was the poo, I think, though. Thanks, Sarah. Ding dong. Well, I'm so tired of looking. Got my top on. I don't wear very often. Bam 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 bam. Nay, bad. This is got skate shop in Edinburgh, but still, it's quite good. Look, a little skate shop. What am I talking about? Wow, I'm so exhausted. So look at Nintendo. Boing, 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 boing. Not bad there, are you? Where's the actual Nintendo? That's the Nintendo. These are the Nintendo holdings here. Is it? No, is this Nintendo? What's going on? I'm very confused. The other day, one of them was wrong. Now I can't remember. Anyways, this seems to be doing exactly the same thing. It looks like the same chart to me. Nope, that's different. Now I'm confused. I'm very, very confused.
I am very confused.
Well, whatever. Didn't hold the center line, mind you. That was an extended run up there, and the 50 period is below it, and it's button tension channel there's caught it quick enough, so not bad, not bad. The EHT finished above 15. That's cool. 1550 better. Having come down there gives it a good opportunity, you know. It's good. It's what I like to see, really. Trading this as a breakout rather than like trading it from here, which is by my pajamas idea. If you're actually trading it like here, thinking, this looks really bullish, well, you don't take it at any of these points here, you don't get any of them, and it goes up here and you still don't take it, and then you see it do something, and that's great. And if you don't ever come back, then buy. But if it does, That was where you got it. 50 period, retested this zone. Covered the body to the basis line. It's a higher high, like it's a 4 hour time frame too. So above the center line or neutral line, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. So that's that. That looks good. What else was I doing? I kept going back to that. What else do I want to look at? Naked finish down 207. So there's potential re-entry here. This was this previous move. Having put in such a quick drop there is not strong at all. Mind you, that's that line, so maybe come back up again, test this support, start a bit of sideways action there before a long form consolidation. I am so exhausted. What am I going to do after? Well, loads of messages loaded up. Jane Campbell, I'm trying not to have any emotional connection to anything. Trading going to be hard, I think. And that doesn't work, that non-emotional connection, even for the people who think it doesn't. And eventually it wrecks them. You always will, everyone does, and the longer you do it, the more you will. The truth is, you got to separate them, compartmentalize, and then you can create a poor porridge slayers. Jeez, we're all just poor porridge slayers around these parts. And you'll never be able to do that. I'm not a cat, so there's no point trying. Like, that's the truth of the matter. You could try, you could spend years trying if you wanted. Tea break? Don't think I've seen you yawn while streaming ever. Now I'm yawning. Did I yawn? I don't think I did, Sal. That's a frickin' didn't happen. Don't know what you're talking about, Sal. What? I'm so pumped right now. What? I'm gonna have a drink of this. What is it? No, I won't have a drink of that. That's not drinkable. Oh, my goodness. I had a cup of tea earlier and it's gone cold now. I'm going to have to heat it up. Yes, I'll do that. Okay. Well, everyone's going to tune out as soon as I stand up. I've done this before. I lose between 10 and 20% of the audience because I stand up. Maybe I stand up and sit down really quickly and see if that works. Thanks, Sal. Thanks, Sal. That's appreciated. Sal is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. Really nice lady. Homer Simpson. Aye, causing meltdowns at a nuclear plant will do that to you. Oh, is that what you did, Homer? You gone green again. Stop standing on things, Jimmy. Okay. What chart is this? Who put this on? What are you guys been up to when I was away? I did temporarily have this thing on, which lets... Oh, hi, Rocky. They had this thing called... I can't remember, but it lets chat control your keyboard and your mouse. And I put that on, and I was like, this is the worst idea I've ever had in my life. I can't believe I even had that on. Thank God I didn't mention it. Is there a way to find out which fanny hit the dislike? No. But it's Electro Boy. Proud of me. Oh, look. Lovely tap called Ben sent me this, but partly because every other cup I've had has leaked. Where are those cups? Don't know, maybe run out. But anyway, now we've got this. It's from Edinburgh Crystal, which is a company that doesn't exist anymore, and this is a thistle. And this is a very nice drinking glass. and probably very expensive. And Rocky has one the same, and Ben has one the same, which is great. So I'm going to get hammered drinking out of this probably on Friday, and that probably is going to become a certainly if I can get the other plans already on time, which also keeps me awake all night, and my neighbours though, so be ups and downs. Cameron, Jamie, let's kick it Canada representing. Hey, there's loads of Canadians here. It's the Canadian stream now. The Northonians. It's the Northonians from Northonia. I suppose they probably have their own idea of East and West. Well, I mean, say they, us, because it's the Northonian episodes for Northonians. Northonians, welcome. If you're not a Northonian, what are you? The King of the Norths. Thanks, Rocky. Hey, Rocky. Thanks for being here, Rocky. He has. Who's done what? Who's done what? Okay, that's just, I apologise for not knowing right now. What did you not know? What happened? Just trying to plan out the week. I don't want to miss anything. Oh, everybody being nice to each other. I love Canada. Oh, Canada. Yeah, I saw that thing about the documentary about what happens when the prince gets married up in Canada and they're ripping off the arms and all that stuff. And I was like, Canada's crazy. Banana freeze is making people happy. That's great because I don't know what's going on. I'm so tired. Vivian, I actually have a weekend off for once. Oh my god. Weekend off. I used to think like, I'll look forward to the weekend because then I'll have time to catch up, and it gets to the weekend. I'm like, right, I've got so much shit to do that I couldn't do that. I'll do it during the weekend. Can't wait till it's the week again. And all I've got to do is the streams, and then it starts, and I'm like, oh my god, I've got so much shit to do. I can't wait till it's the weekend. And now I'm 40 million years older than I was. North Coasters, yo, North Coasters. The North Coast be freezing. I mean, if you live on a north coast somewhere and it's not freezing, you're probably in the minority. Thank you very much, Cameron, Mr. Mirza, via Manchester, Old Trafford. Hey, Manchester's was a big, grew a lot because of immigration. Now you're away off to the old Canadians. The old, cold Canadians. I suppose you will cut out for it from after being in Manchester. Manchester's gone to shit since you left, mate. Don't know what's happened in their inner city of Manchester. What the hell happened there? Yo, some bits of it got better, but not most of it. I don't love Canada, but I do know someone who married a woman called Canada. Unfortunately, the name couldn't bring myself to ask. Ignorance is bliss. You knew someone who married someone called Canada. We didn't know. We grew up with a nice Canadian chap. Always made me like Canadians. Nice guy called Connor. Who had moved from Canada to Ireland. Did the other way. I don't love Canada. Oh, I've read that message. Stop it. Well, so yes. Naked. Whoa, that wasn't. And was I on this thing when I was supposed to be on charts? Who knows? Possibly, Jamie. Wish it's a bit screwed still. Back at its all-time low there. You want to get a bounce there, but... This is like an episode when you order Tradespotting off Wish, and this is what turned up as me today, wrecked. And you're like, hey, well, still a bargain. KT, Tradespotting. Soon enough, there will be C4 candy bars in your arsenal, not your arse. They have been manufactured and are on their way to me, and then you. They are chock full of caffeine. Oh my goodness, what are these? Candy bars. Caffeine candy bars. Oh my goodness, this is it. This is going to completely change my metabolism and my whole body regulation. Everything's gone. What do they call it? Circadian rhythm. It's wrecked. Bing! It's gone blue again. What does that mean? Serestiano, 50 blabs. No danger. That really happened. Is that why? That really happened. Boom! Look at the chat. Look at that! Wow! No, YouTube stole it. No. I knew I should have got a softer glass. Ah, no. Thanks, Sarah. That's epic. Flickin' heck, Sarah. Thank you. If I just stick to calling you Sarah, then I won't get your name wrong too. Well, I know it's Sarah Restiano. Sarah Restiano. Sarah Restiano. I know it. My cup has also moved right in front. see, it needs to get back over here so I can fill it up from banana freeze. Aye, the lights work. Wahaha, yes, the lights did work that time, although they were going off earlier for who knows what reason. Although I missed it because the liquid would look good with a blue light. Donation was too large. No, oh no, Sarah did do a fat finger donation too large. As it was too large, Sarah. How can we sort that out? I could probably give you, like, something. How can I fix it, Sarah? Wrist-dino. Wrist-dino. Is this what I got wrong? Wrist-dino is because the donation was too large because I said it wrong. I said what I said, Sarah. Wrist-dino. That's what I said, you fanny. I should stick to Sarah. That's what I'll do from now on. Well, I definitely didn't talk to that definitely didn't do that one justice. Yeah, no need to clip that shit, that's for sure. Right, so 236, what are we looking at here? Something called Wish. Nah, I'll skip that. Oh, you're looking at 236 and 916. Is it going to get there? Well, you need to bounce here. It's certainly got a lot to go in RSI. If it doesn't stop on price action, then it's going to keep going for ages. And this lower high, lower RSIs. It's quite possibly forming some sort of tightening wedge that then eventually gets some sort of break upwards, but in terms of break upwards on price action, it might not be very much. That'll be what happened here. Something again, maybe touch the 200s, depending on how low you go, you may only get past the 50. Why are we looking at that? It looks not great. I can't remember. My stream was a few minutes behind. Jiro, what? Oh my goodness, Jiro, my goodness. Jiro, my goodness. Rocket Crop can't be sacrificed. I'm already dead. Well, Homer did sacrifice himself. He was up for sacrifice, so certainly. And what did we do? Sarah, was it Sarah had a dodgy knee yesterday? How's your knee, Sarah? Your brother is mispronouncing Fanny. Okay, your brother is mispronouncing Fanny. Am I? That's fucked up. Have I? That would be a terrible shame, having put so much effort into making it a thing. Tradespotting, could you take a look at maps? Well, depends on what map we're talking about. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, sure. Just Google Maps in general. Just go on Google Maps and have a wee squatch. A wee squanch. I'll just go on Google Maps and have a wee squanch, eh? Click, no problem. It's like a break time thing. Well, I just keep clicking this until something shows up in front of me and then randomly click on that, whatever it is. This one here, maps. Up 2, 3, 4, touching the top of this wedge. I came out of it, but Jen Campbell, a little donation in honour of me convincing my brother to buy GME. The help of you and Rocky, and he has held it for an entire week. Woohoo! We'll donate a little extra week. He manages to time in hand. Oh, you should be doing something for him, or maybe I help him hold on you. That would work. All right, Jen. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Let's do it for Jen and her brother. Let's talk about it. For every week he huddles, we'll just quickly look at maps and see. This is like negative that didn't make it back up to the top of the bullish control zone. It says in this formation it's taking it down. It will break out. It's 2.34% to 234. Is it 234 today? Yeah. This is your entry on this. This trade's open, so it's already happened. Take profit. That would be the first one at the 382 and the top of this formation. You would have done that if you break out of this pattern, which you haven't done yet, and then rested on top of it. And I would have liked to have seen that already, but your RSI is like that's not doing good enough right now. It really isn't. Might come back again, test this 50 period or the 236 on this thing, or this orange line here. You know, that's been forming part of this thing. If it does, then it could put in inverted head and shoulders. Sorry, doing most of that and that recovery there to the price at the minute. Well, that is part of it. So let's see what it does tomorrow. If it opens and closes outside of this wedge, then it could have a chance of moving, but I'd like to see that do something in the retest, and the RSI at the minute isn't strong enough for that. So bounce 4 hour, 1 hour. Yes, maybe caught the centre line. That'd be good to do that there. See, it's bounced up there above 50 again. Would be better. 30 minutes. There we are. There's Natural Friend. How you doing, my friend? And then on the 15 minutes. Yeah, 50 period. But no divergence. So that's all fine. below the centre line there though. But the 50 might keep it up anyway, and it has come down below the centre line before and recovered, so that's okay. Actually, yeah, it's fine actually. It's done a number of times, yeah, especially this part before it did a big move, so maybe it floats along here. If it floats along here and you get an entry sometime in a couple of weeks, it's more or less at least where it is, or in terms of lower downs, you've got this horizontal that's touched a couple of times here, and presumably that means something back there in the past, yeah. Oh, quite a lot actually. Fake outs anywhere up to $15, and then it could easily just come back in. You could see it down at 11 something again, but until then 12.91 is where you look at, maybe you get a higher low in it around sort of level here, and that's like the next closest entry where you've got some sort of a stop and it's not even great, and then the next one's actually down and around there with a stop at 12.90 something, and then if you don't get that trade, which itself has got a very tight stop at like $12, 80, 70, 60 depending on what you risk tolerance and that, and then here 11.74 for another entry and back at the bottom side of this thing, hopefully bounce out of it at that stage. But this is a bullish accumulation pattern. If you got in any of these lows, that's good. Even on these ones, that's good. Chances are it tries something positive at the end of it, and that could go up $25. 1414 at 29, 1618, 33. So that's the sort of thing you're thinking. That's the sort of thing thinking, yo. Thanks so much for that, Jen and Sarah. Sarah Restino. What's wrong with me? Like, seriously, what's wrong with me? Sarah Restino. The less I think about it, the easier it is, and weirdly, oh, take me home. Sarah Restino. Fuck, I nearly got it wrong straight after. What was I talking about? Jen was dead dinner. She was talking about she finally got her brother by GME. Welcome to the family. Jen's brother is already in the family, obviously, but now in that way. Congratulations on taking the plunge, and if you got it below 200 or anywhere around these levels, that's probably a bargain. You know, a lot of people got a lot higher and they're quite happy with it. So 222, 225, that area, the next time it gets up there, you'll have kind of answered this question that we're asking between these two zones, at least I would expect. So, you know, you're so far into this completion zone here, could break at any time really, at least to go up to form some sort of new pattern and see prices in like mid 250s, high 250s. Hello, thank you for all you do, Jimmy. Boom, thanks Kim for all your support, that's lovely. How are you doing, Kim, you lovely person? Tradespotting, you are doing great. Just remember, the plural of Restano is Restinos. Restinos. I am doing great, am I? I'm doing so great, in fact. Wow, I'm doing so amazing. It's incredible. Really, thanks. Jen Campbell, sorry, I picked up the method of execution prior to knowing the recipient. Wilfric going around chopping off heads, asking questions later. Haha, Sarah Ristine. No. That's super useful. It is when you just stick an S on the end, make it nose, then how can it be the other one if it's nose on the end and the S on? Silly. So that's that, and then no Wi-Fi, talk to each other. Yes, so he's did great on that today. He's really did do that great on that today. Ask questions, he's answered them in chat as well, handy, because yesterday we had a stream, people kept coming along asking the same question, be like, hey, Tradespotting, love your show, what do you think about? And it's like, well, you know, you might love it, but you don't love it enough to have been watching 3 minutes ago when that was asked, or 3 minutes before that when it was asked, or 3 minutes before that when it was asked. It's not Sarah Rustani. No, it's not Sarah small infection on her knees. Sorry, I can't be a sacrifice today. I have an infected knee. It's a good one, really. It is quite good. So, what else is coming up? Well, there's the meetings, isn't there? See if the S&P is going to let our buddy Jamie into the upper echelons of these funds. My actual friend, we looked at Kodak earlier. And we thought it looked shit. It could well go up a bit, and if it did, it would be a huge chunk, but like the chances of that happening, from my perspective, aren't worth the risk. This would be in and around the areas to do it, and you could do also equally draw a line like this here and say it's a pennant, it's a bull flag, and it looks very good. It's just, yeah, and you know it works on top side too. You can go and you can see it's like this sort of channel and so on and so forth. It's just this below the center line here. Haven't put in like this failure or what it feels like on RSI. Tears accumulating here, and if it does get back of a center line, the next touches the lower side of the bullish control zone and a spike through, it might take you up to the top of this, and you might get one more touch on the top of this thing here, and if you did, it would be a big move. 40%. Big move on that if it did it, but it's, I don't know if it's, for me personally, it isn't worth the risk because it's below all the important things. It's a 4-hour chart, and on this formation, while it does have this obvious channel, there's also this potential pennant, and that if you even go with this bottom line as horizontal as your demand line, that looks like a descending triangle, and it's happening so far down this flag that already like more of 50% of that's retraced. Right, let me see. Yeah, it's all like sitting here in the golden pocket. Fucking ugh. From here, touch the bottom of it on this big extension of the golden pocket. It's still nowhere near the 0.5, and that was its most recent recovery got there, and most of these things are wicks above it, which is weak. Haven't done a move like that and not able to even recover 50% of it is weak, regardless of whether or not you see it rolling in with lower and lower lows. It doesn't have to happen, you know, especially on something that does moves like that. Boom, boom, boom. Or that. Boom, boom, boom. It can just go sideways a bit and then fall off a bit of a cliff and put in a new low one. I don't know if that's what's coming now. It's not like suggestive of that. This particular pattern only suggests it'll go like another 25% of the previous move, so nope, it's not. It's fucking obviously useless. Okay, go to log, do something, go off log and do something like that. You can't even, not really. Take you to minus monies. Well, I don't know, like, per Kodak. It's got a good brand name. And the word sounds good. Very onomatopoeic. But the noise nowadays, don't know if it counts. Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Hello, Ike. Hello, Banana Freeze. So what else was we looking at? That was what we was looking at for this. What else was looking at on a longer time frame? Say, is that, you know, what's that move on linear? I just turn off those tension channels because they're confusing at this. And turn off them. I don't know, everyone's looking for this. You got a bit of volatility. You got your DMI flash in the 2-day. I see. I see. Had it once before. Not much of a move on price action on that time frame, but it's 2 days, so stretch that out for a bit, and maybe it is actually. Aye, you got that move, that's a good percentage. Fuck, it's a good fucking massive percentage. So, that was last one was 50, what's that now? 470, is it gonna go to, could go down to $4 something on that flash ending, but then it would be probably coming up after the period price has recovered the 50 period, and then this test of the 200 would be positive. That's why it's failed that on RSI, and that is important. Obviously had this one. That was that one. That's the same. Where? It's not finished yet. So see, ADX has got positive slopes. That was a quick one. It's likely to be like this quick one. Straighten another though. This thing. Just don't trust Kodak at all. Don't trust it. So I wouldn't trade it myself, but if it does go up and you're in it already, I'd get out of it. Carman! Super chat 499. Legend, what does that say? Can you take a look at ATE Arc? Certainly can, Carmen. Have I got it on here already? I definitely have thought of it before, so I was... How are you, Carmen? Of course I can look all this. Of course I can, my friend. Put it on blue so it stays easier to find. Holy shit. That's out of character. Life's made and ruined, isn't it? Have I got drawings turned off? Yeah. Great. Interesting to held that for these closes, like, not the weekly. We got 3 weekly wicks to theirs. Well, after its body peak close, fuck's sake, this fucked so many people, man. 1, 2, 3 wicks higher than its peak body close high without divergence on them. Oh, Shan. It's so hard for some people, this. Need stops. And that, when so many people would have been thinking bounce at the centre line of the RSI, DMI says no, do not take that trade. And then bang, below 50, wicks up, can't get a body close above 50. It's a huge bounce there, but just above here, and then it does that, and everyone who's waiting there then jumps in here, gets pushed down again. Sean, if you won't move the damn glass, I'll try to move it with my tip token. Good day, mate. Yo, shit, the glass is right in front of my fucking face still. That's funny. Is it going to make it this time? Bam. Oh, and it's gone to YouTube as well. There it goes. This is why I'm a poor porridge eater and YouTube's such a huge company, because of this glass. I can move it, but now if it ever does move, it itself will move fucking miles away because I've taken its place where it can move. Anyway, you can't see that, but now it's on the very edge of going way off back to banana phone. I need to figure out the gravity shit with this. And also why I need different pictures, because those pictures looks like something's dying in it there. That looks like something's caught in my drink. Shh, everyone will want one. Anyway, well, look at this 3-day, that was a horrible pullback. Daily, this is a horrible pullback. But to be expected, there's DMI's not really been that. DI positive's never really ever been that high. ADX turning up again, despite not making it below 38. RSI touching its own exponential, and there's the centre line on this pullback. Is that enough? So 3.6 isn't even. That's the daily time frame. Let me go down a 4 hour. I did give you something there. So body close. Close, but not really. 1 hour? Yes, so 1 hour. 236 broke that, dropped down. 618 comes in there. No, 932 is not close enough. First thing, mind you, did wick. Was that wicked? Oh, it's on the edge. It's a 50 period moving average on a 1 hour time frame. That's not enough. There's just below the 200 on the 4 hours, so I'd say it comes down to the 50, and that's at 650, 647. It's also 786. And once you get there, why not wick to the 886 at 749? You'd have to have your stop loss if you were trading this and you were looking to enter it. That would be your entry, maybe. And your stop would be what? 495 or something. Then, no, it can't be 495. $444 or so. And your entry at 479 or that one up there, 647. It's like a 50 period. That would maybe what some people take. That might be a good bounce. Although that, if it doesn't get back that back, it could test this at previous horizontal where it peaked at before, which is also where it nearly dropped down here. This one, and that would be the golden pocket. So I still think it's got a bit to go. Either it's down onto 876 or it's on further to 647. Looks like it might be what happens to it, because the 4 hour open below here, mind you, this is an open and close though too. If it's tomorrow when markets open, it's at 13.12 on the bell, then I'd get out of its way again, because it could be breaking up. This sort of move could easily be breaking up, having broke the 200 and held 1, 2, 3. That was a doji. Maybe not enough there. Imagine one of these hourlies is crap though. Yeah, 4 of them are. I'm not cut. That's complex. What happened? Posture check, everybody. But let's do a check. It's a good idea, that posture check thing, because some people are like watching some mainstream and that, and they're like me. They need to be reminded. English is effed up. English is terrible. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. What was this Fibonacci all the way over here for? Yeah, we looked at that though, didn't we? Did we? I don't know. I think there might be a little bit more to come on this. RSI says the same thing. This failed. This says keep coming back here. 4 hours says we open and close below the 200. Haven't broke through 236 so convincingly. I normally look straight to the 618. And then some 8 spot 88. True Car, Super Chat 990. 499. Thanks so much. And John, before I moved the glass for Sean. Thanks, Sean. Very good of you. Drew Carr and 490 Super Chat. What did it say though? Jay, we need a GME rant against the hedgies after the boring day they put us through. You know what really grinds my gears? Oh, we shouldn't do that. I've already got a bit of a headache. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't. Although I would do anything for you, Drew. Anything. I shan't do that. My head might explode. Some people have asked me to come on and do like, hey Jamie, we really want you on our show, and it'd be a good show to be on. That it'd be great. And they've been like, we just really want you to just have one of those rants. And I'm like, mate, it's 4 weeks on Friday, and you want me to have a rant? What do you want me to be angry about 4 weeks on Friday? Not that I don't. I mean, obviously it would involve to me, but Just some people, I don't know. It's not, I mean, it's just like, I am annoyed when it happens. It's real. I nearly got on a good. Anyway, Sasha, you're a bit of a wizard with multitask chitter chatter. What have you been doing, Sasha? See, I don't know whose name's who, so Rocky says that and he's doxing people. Ben Kelly's Stunk Puppet should have been cast in the first story of Acid House. Good movie that. Stunk Puppet. What about it? Do you want to try your hand at acting? Tongue Puppet. Just not listening to me. Sorry. It could be a bit embarrassing when they do that. Drew, can you... Drew Carr, you can pay a man to rant. You have to learn to subtly increase the GVI via comments. Yeah, is that what you've been doing? I knew there was something up. Ramble, 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 mumble, mumble, bumble. That's the natural thing that comes out, not something to call upon Tradespotting. Tradespotter. But Tradespotting got my never going back shirts now. I have to figure out how I can get you to autograph it. You got it, Bavash. You very lucky thing, you. That's great. How long ago did you order that shirt, Bavash? Just out of interest. How long ago, and how many turned up, and did it fit? I have no idea if they fit or anything. Did I read Rusty Spoon? Rusty Spoon, you know what really grinds my gears? Did that make it into the cup? I think it did. I might actually have enough to get some porridge oats tomorrow. You legends, thank you so much. The Natural Friends Super Chat 499, you legend. Thank you, Jamie. Oos. Do you watch that Deadly Sketch? This is fucking obviously, it's amazing. If they want you to act, they should pay you SAG wages. What's that? What's SAG wages? I'll be a wage slave for the SAG. Anti-SAG, I've heard of that. What's SAG? Drew, although I am available for speaking engagements, I can't guarantee my emotional state at the time either, or, you know, this is the problem often. And this is what it is, like, it really is like the odd time when people ask you to come and do talk or something, you'll be like, hi, cool, yeah, and sometimes because of the people asking, you'll be like, yeah, great, and then you'll get off the phone like, yeah, brilliant, yeah, shit. And that, because you don't know how you're going to feel, eh? And I can stand up there and fuck shit up quite easy. Like, I've done it a couple of times. I've just been like, you know, especially when you're on a panel or something, where you're supposed to be talking with other people, eh? And like, anything can piss you off. And then the people that organising it didn't even expect it. So, it's hard, both sides of it, you know. Can he turn it on? I can't turn it off. Hopefully the union all actors in Hollywood are going to sign up for these unions. I'm a union lad. I got a union blood running in my veins. If they give me a job into actors, yeah, I got all that union blood. I totes full of it. It's drowning in it. Call him Jimmy Shill. Call him Jimmy Shill. Call me Shill. Jimmy Shill. Jimmy Shill. That's why we love you, Tradespotting. You are real. Do you love me, really? Do you love me? Do you really love me? Thank you very much, Kim. I am real, and so I wonder where it all comes from. Jen Campbell, no need for points where you're going. Well, surely that's Says Jen not wanting to play some of the games that are coming up on Tradespotting because you need some points to be playing them. That's how it's going to be working, with points to reward people who tune in and to stick by and to use the points and whatnot. Thinking of building them in because they'll be dead good fun. And then maybe do need points, in which case, how do you get points? Oh, it's so difficult. Tradespotting legends will be legends. What are we supposed to do? I don't know. Back to work for a bit. Observe thyself. You're going back to work. It's so good of you. You're good to keep doing that for them. Mr. Style, not today, Mr. Styles. Right, what time is it? I should do like a quick busy ATA or something. It's an hour after market's closed. I could do that busy ATA. Did we look enough at ATA, or we thought it might come down to this 50 and 886, 786 sort of area? So not jump in yet, and then when it gets there, have a look at it again. Or, yeah. You know, maybe... See, did this sort of thing before, you know, and then it comes back, but when it comes back, it doesn't drop into the bearish control zone. Here, touched in. Here, went right to the bottom, out, fell back in again, below its own moving average, when it could have had a good bounce. And that might itself be yeah, so with the Ape series, not that I can make a clip for it or that yet, but soon I'll be able to fix all these things. Busy Ape starting AMC, starting on a 4-hour time frame. So here is AMC's come up, touched up that channel, and it's bounced back down again. It's coming in here. 236 would look like a good entry at 46.39. If that doesn't happen, probably going down in around here to the 39.50 level. And that's the TA for today and likely tomorrow. If it doesn't hold that number, 46.39, you can look to lower ones. 45 change, 43 and change, down to 40. And that's it. And with the GMEs, above the 50, you're above the 200. You had a nice reaction there, and then at the end of the day on the lower term time frames, saw a little bit of action again, not really significant, but your 50 period has crossed above your 200, which you needed to see. This is holding this area of support, which is relevant for lots of recent candles either side of it. So it's like a pivot point in the market, and if you can hold above there, that's positive. The 50 period haven't gone through the 200 in the 15 minutes. Good sign, not that there's much to be said about it. You'll see the 30 minute follows through soon enough if we stay above the 50, especially if we're above the 200 dip there around 204 plus, but 203 and change. 203 is 202 and change is all it is actually. So that's like a 50 period get sucked up there if you just went up a wee bit. And then the 1 hour, you're above this 50, are you? It's hard to tell. If you are, great. I don't think you are actually. And then when I look at the 4 hour, significantly above them. So let's see that hourly and zoom in properly. Yeah. Okay. Lower highs, lower low. Where's the bottom? Two, 3, 6, drop below that, drop below this 382. Let's touch this 382, that's not going to be enough on its own. Could drop down to low 190s. Could do if it goes down, and that would be what happened if the 1 hour holds it below the 50, and it'll wait to test the 200, and the 200 will come up slowly, surely, but surely we'll see it maybe price action touch the two of them, come in at around, you know, high 180s, low 190s if it breaks down. Equally, it could go up again, test these higher highs, or most recent local highs, alright, 208. And that might be what the range you see expressed between now and the end of the week, that sort of thing. So that's the busy 8T on GME, and we'll have to do more on it as it happens, because it's in a period of flux, and both of them will need you to tune in and look at it, either in my live show or Rocky's, to see what our inflection on it is, because it's at this point in the market where it's taking its time, and it's all about open interest in the close at the end of the week. But you'll obviously get indications of what's going to happen with that. That looks good now. See, it's like everything's giving you half signals, so it's all about tomorrow. We'll see how it opens and closes. What do I expect? Well, that range to be expressed like 208 at the top, 198 and change here, and below it 193 and change. even down to that 236 at 190 and just below at the 618, and that, you can see you get some high 180s, and that's your range there. Like the center lines of, it's like that. This is the center line. I'll make it a different color. It's not center, but it's between those other two. Anyway, yeah. So here, 50 period moving average is into 382 horizontal support. Also then down below 189. And above both of these places and where we are at the minute, you're looking at 208. But even just getting 203 and change close would be positive on a 1 hour or on 4 hour, even better. Huge doji. It could just go straight to 208. I actually expected to take some sort of a test of this golden pocket now. If it sticks down here for any more than the first half hour tomorrow, I'd expect to see it at 190 or 193 at the very least. But if it can hold here, then it'll just go straight to 208, and if it does, then it'll start breaking other levels, and you'll be looking at putting in higher than 220s and then breaking the wick high from before as well. So that's what I'm thinking for today. That's Most Things Screen Actors Guild. Let me in, Jamie. This is my real dad. Sorry, Sarah. I'll always remember you. Sorry, Sarah. This is what happens. I do find myself apologising for this a lot, but it is the way it goes. The kids chose me, Sarah. You know, she turned the wains against me. She's turned the wains against me. Jamie is not the Messiah. He's just a very naughty boy. I am much reformed. Once I was a sprawling young lad. My fiancée doesn't know her dad, but calls me daddy. Problem? Ha ha ha. No problem. No. So you do have multiple roles to play, and your life might be easier if you didn't let it in. So you want to look on the upside and downside. GME is my GME. Yeah, okay, excellent. Everybody's happy. Child support, exactly. Child support says lots more than just child support. It goes in. I've heard. Tradespotting. Did you really just ask me if I loved you, Jimmer? Did I just if you I don't know, Kim. I think now casting my mind back, I might have said something like that. I mean, did you really though? Did you really though? I mean, really? I mean, like really? Yeah, that tells us Tradespotting support on GME is 175, right? Would it be nice to put in an order at that price just in case any dips? Well, I mean, actual support, what are we talking about in terms of daily time frames or something? We've got in here at 178 for that, like that. Really, it's 181, you know, that was like, whoa, sketchy. Here, 886, 181, 93. I wouldn't want to see it lower than that again. I don't want to see it lower than any of these numbers again. Like, I don't want to see it below 190 again. I just suspect it might go to the high 180s, like 188 spot 88. It might do that. I just can't be fucking arsed with doing that. Like, I don't want to see it doing that. I certainly don't want to see it down to 86. And beyond that, I'm like, well, fuck you then. You know, you're 186 and that. You'll be aiming for other stupid annoying targets and that before you put anything in. And then, like, a whole ticking over of the cycles and whatnot. And it's like, why would you want that to happen? Like, that better not happen. Stop happening like that, very stupid idiot. Stop happening like that. But also, then if it does happen, I'll just buy more of it, and that's what it's going to be. And that, you know, if it would I rather it did that than just stuck around at 225 for a week? Yeah, actually, would much rather it just came down and made it cheaper because I'll buy it anyway, and I'd just rather it did that. Yeah. To take an order in there, is it a good idea on a dip? I don't know, because it might then come down to these body closes or the full extension on these sort of moves, like the 159s and 170s, if it comes back down significantly here. 50 period moving average comes in at 180, and so that would be the sort of area I wouldn't be putting if I was looking for it and just like, oh well, I'll put it down there and it might go real quick and I might grab it and then it might bounce back up again, then it'd be 180. That's where I'd put it at. But likely I'll myself probably have something at 180. But I'll look at that after the stream, exactly what I'm thinking about that. Probably that would be where I'd go, but I won't be able to do that for a while yet. So we'll see. But that's what I'd be looking at myself. 175 all day, says Massive Ericsson. Well, he's not listening. He's going for it and he might get it. And I like it. I like it a lot. Got 20 kids. 20 kids. You got 20 kids. That's an army. I don't know if he has a choice. It's a cult thing. I don't know either. Do we have choices? I don't know. It's up to you guys. It's quite a democratic cult we've got here. Like you just decide whatever you want, and we can change the rules all the time. And if like, let's let it drop, I'll buy more. Exactly. If we just go down, I can't really. I'd rather it went up, but I don't want it sticking around at the same level doing nothing. If it's going to do that, and I'll end up buying it anyway. I'd rather it just went down so I got it cheaper, and it could go down at these levels, and if it does go down and go a wee bit more, that's fine. This upward sloping demand line, it's likely to be tested again anyway. Do you want to test it now or later? It's sort of like you'd rather, if it is tested again, you'd rather it here. If it isn't tested again and we do move up, then it might well come back later on. If it doesn't make the full, like it wouldn't the way. It's like whichever one of these lines it's gone to next likely traces it for a while and then breaks. That could be the downside one more time. Because, that's support and that's where everything comes in and that's the way things tend to go. But in that most recent low, it put in a higher body closing over here and this is a higher low. So you are looking to see, can we put in a higher high? And it is above the 236 and whatnot on that Fibonacci. So you are looking for the upside on this and that is the way it goes, right? This is a positive posture and you are looking for the upside. If you're shorting this, you're fucking stupid. You have been for ages, but right now it would just be, I don't think people are. Even people who don't want it to go down or don't want it to go up, I don't think they are shorting it now. It would be a terrible trade. And then, like, they're looking at this too. They're like, where did I put my stop? Like, if you're shorting that, having done this, right? So you've broken this support. And this one's not significant either because you've actually broken it. So it's like these wicks. Well, where's that going to be your entry? In which case, there's your stop, like there. What's that? Like from 244 to like another $60 on the thing, eh? Like, obviously not. 30%, and you're not like so like it's just real difficult to trade this short here. When you're outside this thing here, there was more of an opportunity, even though it would have screwed you in the end. But here, there's like no, like, where are you putting your stop on a Fibonacci extension? Like, really? Kim, yes, trades one. Thanks, Kim. Brad Bullish, Sarah, rest. I know. I'm willing to be replacement for Krista, but only if I can call you daddy. Right, she's fucked up in here. This is what's going on. This is what, and more of that'll happen. If prices go sideways, more of this will happen. Jamie, last night, as I was listening to you before going to sleep, you said you were going to give your opinion on the Yahoo float. What was it? I fell asleep before you said. You fell asleep, Bendel. Well, you did miss out then. I think I gave my opinion like 3 times. Is this a joke, actually? This is a joke, isn't it, Bendel? I know what you're like. He's joking with me again. Jokey about the floaty and all that. That's what was going on. I know what you're up to. Silly billies. Anyway, so thank you, children. That was lovely. It was really lovely. Wasn't it? Did I miss anything? Do I have a list here? Do I have a list today? I had a list of shit that was going wrong. God. Right. Anyway. Fashionably late. The whole saga's redefined fashionably late. It has, doesn't it, Martin? It's... yeah. It's like this... what did they say? People often judge, like, application on things like punctuality, don't they? Like, that's very short-sighted, I find. But they often do that sort of thing. Everybody wants things to be fast. The only modern feeling is speed or velocity, isn't it? So that's what we crave. That's what we crave. That's what we crave. Lovely jubbly. Okay. Well, I've got something in my eye, so that's really not helping. Can somebody else tell me? But I figure, right, the way that the Yahoo float works is it's like they don't get their data from the official float reporting service. They collect it and they take it from other places, and then they probably use some sort of collation over time. an activity, and then they come out with a formula that says, well, this is the likely float based on the activity that we've seen recently and the activity we've seen in the past, and does it add on percentages, or how does it say these are the extra stuff that's available, and where is it taking its information from, and as those things, do they have overlaps or whatnot, and are they properly parsing between the option trades and whatnot, and how are they getting it done at the end of the day, all of the trades like settlement periods and whatnot, and are they confusing things and the reporting periods overlapping, these sort of things, and I think about all of that, and I think, well, it's not that crazy, you know, like if you work at a bank and you're doing these kind of things, you'll get given like a list of a piece of paper often that says these are the prices of things, or you'll log in to look at the price of things, and it'll be on your own systems, and that'll be somebody else will have worked out the price of your fund or whatever it is, and then like done cap stock or something, and they say this is what it is, if you want to buy into this fund it costs this much, and then you look at that and you're like, okay, and then you phone your mate out somewhere else and you're like, what prices do you have for this, anyway, like, and he'll say like, or whatever. And then you'll say, okay, cool, because what I've fucking got written here is not that at all. And that's people in your own team who are like being paid good money to work out how much this thing should be, or how much of this there is available, or where, and these mistakes get made all the time, super easy ones. Sometimes you're like looking back, like, how does this maths work? Why has this person said this stuff? And it's just they've entered something in the wrong box or whatever, you know, and like, it's like, you'd think, like, how could that happen on GME? How could that happen on this stock? You know, and it's like, well, because stress is so high and people make mistakes in those scenarios, they're like, they think they're doing it right and they get complacent in that, and people are silly. So I think it could be hundreds of little things. It could be the way that the code's done. It could be the people. Could be somebody fucking around. But yeah, other than that, and I mean, that's all I can say with my own, off the top of my own knowledge, off the top of my own head. Like, you know, pricing, the way it works, for example, is very similar to this sort of thing. Like, well, what you know, not necessarily like working out the outstanding float, no, but you would speak to other brokers or other traders or other whatever, accountants or anything, right? You'll be like, oh, but what do you guys have this at? You know, what do you have that? And they'll tell you, and maybe they're wrong. Often they're wrong too. But like, you know, people just get shit wrong all the time. It's like, get it right on a Friday when they've given it to like their boss's boss, and he's giving it back to them, or at the end of the month, or if their bonds are accruing or something. At that point, they generally get it right. But until then, people are just getting shit wrong all the time, man, all the time. So it might just be something simple like that. Yahoo. I also talked about how Yahoo has somehow become like a finance hub, which is an unusual pivot for the company, really. If you looked at what they were doing not so long ago, the different technology and startups they were buying, the way they were trying to consolidate after that, to see them now focused so heavily on finance is interesting. It's interesting. Makes you think they should get this sort of shit right. And also, I'd like to come out and see them now explain what it was, you know, in a responsible way, and that, because there's this, they all know themselves the amount of interest that are on here, and I've made a distinction a long time ago between companies like Yahoo and companies like Ortex, and said, you know, Yahoo themselves are so big that they've got no need to fuck around, whereas companies like Ortex get so much publicity for their product with the way things are going. So it's maybe within Ortex interest to put things across in a way that might attract attention. Whereas with Yahoo, it's all about credibility in that. So it's like, I'd like to see now Yahoo come out and explain just exactly how that worked. Otherwise, yeah, like Brad Bullish says, we'll just go over to Ask Jeeves and be like, screw you, Yahoo. You know, like, companies nowadays either need to demonstrate they're on your side, or you know that they've got their hand in your pocket. And so, do you care about your customers, Yahoo? And if so, are you going to come and explain what these things mean? Because if you're not, people are going to think you're crap, you know, and I don't think you are. So like, you don't want it to go that way, and it would tarnish your brand among all like the big generation of people that are all like now using these sort of tools and like educating themselves to be financially literate and taking control of their own lives and the world around them, and that. And it's like, get the fuck out of the way if you're not going to be helpful. That's what it is to anyone. Tradespotting, now I'm getting angry. Tradespotting, your thoughts about people who capitalise their usernames on the YouTube? Narcissist or simply diligent grammaticalists? Well, I think they're unlikely to be eloquent conversationalists. I don't know where their charisma lies if they feel the need for capitalisation of their whole name, though. I don't know, right? There may be a reason for it. Some things are written in capitals. Depends. But fucking hell, there are a number of raging narcs on YouTube, like, and it's fucking embarrassing, eh? It's like, I feel embarrassed for them. And, like, you don't like to call them out, narcs, because they tend to react in a really negative way. And, like, the thing that annoys them most is just to ignore them. And it's infinitely easy to ignore somebody like that, because when you don't, your skin crawls and, like... In 2002, Yahoo had the chance to buy Google for $1 billion. But executives dragged their feet by the time they decided to pursue the offer. Google's price had soared to $3 billion. Yes, not bad. And at that time, Bavash, my uncle, was there helping them negotiate different deals, telling Google, telling Sergey and Larry not to take those sort of deals and instead take deals he'd organised, which they did and worked out very well for him and them. In the late 1990s, search was only generating 6% of Yahoo's income stream. Yeah, they've always been running like a cash cow, haven't they? And then they get CEOs in who are like, yay, we love our cash cows, ooh, we love our cash cows. And they don't do anything good. That's the thing, eh? Like with companies like Yahoo, they're always having to hire CEOs who've got like, oh, I've got this pedigree, I've got this, I've got that, I've done these things and that. And then because they're Yahoo, they're only ever going to get people at a certain level, like C, B level, as in not A. And then also they'll never take a risk on someone really like young and dynamic that would have otherwise run a startup or buy a startup and give that startup that CEO any position near the top of their own company. Of course they won't, eh? And that's the problem for Yahoo. So they've tried to counter it to be more flexible in their individual divisions. But that's all, again, top down, the culture and that. So kicking its own little feet there is Yahoo. And they don't really want to start ruining things that they're good at. So I think they should come out and explain those details. And if I think it's just one little thing and just one little box and it's as relevant as any other little box, they're also completely and utterly wrong. And that would be so patronising and condescending. And if they don't say something, it would be so ignorant. Yahoo killed everything they bought. Why is it? Hey, caramba, jiwamba. Look, there's me doing the sound effects. I was the sales manager of a tech startup that sold only to Yahoo e-commerce sites. Turns out they owned the small business side of that back then. Still me. Well, there you go then. Good point. Sold only to Yahoo e-commerce sites. Aye, but Yahoo, that was when Yahoo had all the free sites and all the rest of it. I think that thing's probably... So how did they... Yeah. I mean, they probably killed that too, Daniel Lee. Let's think about it. They probably did. That would have been bought maybe even before LinkedIn and that. There was loads of angles back then, weren't there, when they weren't properly exploited. Man, it could have been so much bigger. Yahoo is the corporate Peter principle. PP. Who's Peter principle? I think Yahoo makes money in all kinds of ways. Aye. And they do. A lot of it will be advertising still, won't it? They've still got Yahoo Mail. Like, I know, because I have one. And that they've not managed to completely fuck that up. Didn't Verizon sell media business Yahoo and AOL to Apollo for $5 billion in debutant? Verizon sold media business. Does Verizon own Yahoo and AOL? Yahoo has been sold twice in less than 6 years. Verizon bought it in 2016 and sold it in May 2021. Ha! Legend. Thanks very much, Babash. Well, Verizon can fuck right off. Perhaps only MS buying Nokia tops Yahoo crappy acquisitions. Yep. Didn't Verizon sell media businesses Yahoo and AOL to Apollo for $5 billion? Yes. AOL. Lol. Exactly. I am just mad they took away Yahoo Answers. Yahoo avatars. Oh, also Yahoo answers. It's like they put so much time and effort into these things that people themselves contributed loads of time and effort to, and would be perfectly fine to just leave them up. But Yahoo are like, no, we're getting rid of this. I don't get it. You still have your original email. It's your junk one. Yeah, that's what happened to mine too. Who still uses AOL? Rocky. That's why his internet buffers so much. No, we were trying to get Rocky the internet there. Turns out it'll cost $9,000 to get Rocky fiber optic internet, and it's just like, fuck's sake. Some people might tell you like, hey, that's okay because you can do this. People on the phone, for example, you can tell you split the payments, and then you can work it out. Like, just put it in a small payment of about $10 a day. For 3 years, and it's like, but then your product will have finished, you'll still be paying out loads of money, and then how do we make that happen? Well, you need to grow the channel so that it doesn't matter. So it's to grow the channel so that somehow these costs are absorbed by what the good work that's being done. That's it. So it's just fucking either that or I don't know, 5G hurries up. Oh my freaking god, that's insane. It's insane because they have to do like, we'll have to dig the road up here and we'll have to put this line in there, and then they'll take that cost on board, but only up front, in which case you'll have to pay them back over many years. But they'll happily sell it to you, and they'll give you amazing broadband too. They'll give you it really fast, like 100 megabits a second. But you have to put, and they don't even have a slower option. That's it. It is so much. And there's only 2 companies that'll do it, and it's actually the same company. And one of them don't answer the phone properly and they're rude, and the other one answer the phone, but they're also a little bit rude. That's the way it goes. So we have to work harder, get Rocky off the AOL. That's what we need to do. Someone in office still uses AOL email too. Yeah. Well, it's like, who can be arsed signing up for a new email account? They're like bank accounts, right? People don't like to switch. So they're like, oh, I can't be bothered doing that. I've already done that. I've done enough of that for 20 years. So you don't like to until you're absolutely made to. What company is this? Virgin? This looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like, wow, this is something like credible, going to space or something. Which it is. It's going to space. Space starts around here. 343 in here. That's where it starts. Fucking go there, man. Indeed, a lot of people are looking at this as like an ascending triangle, because that's what I was talking about it for a while. So they're still talking about it like that, and I am still talking about it like that myself. It's just for pertinent, like for relevancy, and for what you might think about psychology and what people are trading right now. It's like this thing. So that's what I stick to. Also, there's measured moves take you to various areas within it, so it's all okay. But like a lot of people who do slightly, let's call it slightly more like less in depth, might think like this horizontal line here, the support line here, underneath the demand line, looking at this and thinking, yay, amazing. But like then the pattern completion zone is fucking miles away if that's the case. So you might then see like, close the boringness if it was that, and I think like the velocity that would come in it if it did go through these steps would then different. Like, sure, it might take the measured move off this end triangle, but it would, the psychology of the way up to the top of it and the breakouts and the consolidating at the top of it that usually happens. No, probably wouldn't, not this time. MSN, it's fucking MSN. ICQ. It was also sold not so long ago. And when ICQ was sold, it wasn't all that long after Rocky and I had sold something, and we're trying to like, and so we're like, wonder, like, wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't it? But then, like, obviously not that all fun, not that funny, especially when your user base was all Russian and that, and it was all fucked by then. I love my Gmail. Well, it's all free. You think Gmail's free? You think it is? So I did a lot of that on this one, and I could have done it here. Whoosh wash. Hit like. We no Wi-Fi. Talk to each other. That was an ironic joke about those fucking places that write that. I hate that. I hate that. I think it's a huge advert not to go to those coffee shops. And if someone did come and talk to me, I'd immediately ask for a refund. But I also see it says that, and I thought, fuck it, I am going to write it on there. And as you can see, Banana Freeze is restocked, and it'll be restocked again and again, so that for Friday with more stock in that, hopefully by Friday we'll have other things on the go, including spinning wheel, which I can't ignore. I literally will not be able to ignore, and you guys will be in full control of. There will be no need for me to even interact, and as such, you will have the power back with regards to the wheel. No more coin flips, no more having me stick my hand in front of it, the camera, and prove that you guys have to drink, and then this way you'll see also there'll be other things on the wheel, perhaps even prizes, so that'll be exciting. And I've got other plans coming, fucking awesome plans. I'm never going to make any money off YouTube. I'm always going to lose money, but we're going to have fun. We're going to have so much fun. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, great. So thanks very much for everybody who tuned in. What time is it? I stayed on for a while afterwards. Good. I'm sorry I was late. I had to see my mum, and I enjoyed it. Don't regret it. Sorry I couldn't schedule a stream, because then it like takes up a slot for that I can't then put a video on, because Stream Elements doesn't like to like join a scheduled stream. I have to start new ones, so it seems as though I'm ignorant or not being communicating clearly, or that I mean, it's just that kind of, you know, unless you follow me on Twitter, I couldn't do anything about it. And then what am I going to do? Tweet saying I'm not going to be on for a wee while yet? It's not just better to tweet when I am, and then when I go to push the button to tweet anyway, it's broken too. So it's like, hi, well, I do always. Anyway, loves the spinning wheel. Like, wait till you see fucking Friday spinning wheel, Paul. Wait till you see it. It's fucked up, and it's funny. Okay, thank you, everybody. Love you loads. Thanks for tuning in, being here. And I was like, shit, maybe people won't start coming along because it is a bit late, and that's so sorry. And thank you, everybody. And what else? Yep. What's the love? Thanks, Rocky, for today too. And see you all later. Bye. Oh yeah, that's right. Rocky's show tomorrow. You better tune in for it. You better start tuning in for more for Rocky's show. He's missing out on so much. Like, I only have to do so much to you because Rocky's done other bits that I don't need to talk about. You need to see it. There's no one else worth watching. And love ya. Bye. No music today. Well, I didn't buy any licenses. Mind you, I didn't fucking monetize video.